Alright guys, so that was just an ascent and a descent of the Garmin Virb 360 on my Yuneec Typhoon H. So now let's go into the studio and let's go through the workflow of stitching it together using Virb Edit, and then we're going to take it in to Final Cut Pro and we're going to get the drone out of the footage. Alright guys, so we're here in Virb Edit, and I just want to show you guys that this is version 5.3.1. So what we're going to do is we're going to import the footage. We're going to go to the camera. This is the latest camera firmware, version 3.5. And we're going to import selection. We're going to select our videos, and we're going to set it to near because it's pretty close to the drone. And yeah, we're going to import. So here we go, guys. Let's get started. Okay guys, so this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to get the drone out. And since there are no clouds really in the sky, this one should be pretty easy. Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm in Final Cut Pro, set up a library, and I started a project. And what I've done is I've just dragged the stitched footage onto the stage. And if you'll notice here, we got this little icon. And that means that this footage is 360-degree footage. And so what Final Cut Pro does, there's been some issues with the Garmin Virb 360 not having a 2-to-1 ratio, but Final Cut Pro accounts for all that. So, and the only other thing that I've done, guys, is at the very beginning, I've reoriented the video. And the reason I reoriented the video is because I wanted me in the middle, but I also wanted the entire sun in the shot. And I'm going to bring the audio down just so it doesn't drive you guys nuts. So I'm going to go to about the first marker that I want to put. So here is the landing gear. So I want to put my scrubber there, and I want to go to mark, and I want to add a marker. Okay. And then I'm going to go up to where my landing gear goes up, and I want to add another marker, and this is just for my reference later, guys. So, and then we're going to put a marker about here, and that is right before I start to rise. Okay, so what these markers do is they kind of give me a quick reference as to what's going on in the footage. I know something happened to these markers. So that's the one I most care about, that one right there. So as you can see, guys, I have a pretty good view of the sky, and I've got a lot of kind of extra sky going on right here. I tried to use the 360-degree patch, and I'll show you guys what this thing does. It's pretty cool, but it didn't work in this situation. But we're going to patch out the top. And you can see, guys, you can play around with this, and but anyway, it doesn't work in this situation, so we're going to delete it. But what I'm going to do with this marker is I'm going to export this current frame. So go to my share, and I'm going to save current frame. And don't worry about the warning. I'm going to save it at that size. All this is good. We don't really care what the tags are or anything. It's just an image. And we're going to export it to my desktop. All right. Earlier, but when I was exporting the Garmin Virb 360 footage, I did a compass lock on it. And it's very important that you do a compass lock because you want your footage to be pointing in the same direction the entire time. All right, guys. So now let's go into Photoshop. Okay, guys. So now that we're in Photoshop, I've brought the image in, and as you can see, our drone just kind of covers the sun right there. So we're going to create a new layer. We're going to grab this part of the sky. Okay. And then for this one, we're going to grab this blue right here. So we're going to open up my gradient tool. And we're going to start here and go straight up. Okay. So what that's done, guys, is it's given us kind of a light sky around the horizon, and then it gets darker up towards the top. So we're going to make it about 90% so I can see what's going on. And then I'm going to grab my eraser tool. And what I have here is I've got my hardness down to 0, so that gives me fuzzy edges. And then I've got a size about 1400. It needs a pretty big patch. Okay, guys. So what I want to do is I want to kind of just erase around the horizon. Everything, you want to make sure you get this bottom edge really, really well. Just erase, erase, erase. And then let's see what we got, guys. So we got all that going on. And then the next thing to note is where my sun is. So I'm going to get my paintbrush tool. Okay, guys, so what we've done is we've created a layer on top of the sky. So I'm going to grab the whiteness of the sun. Okay, guys, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hit the sun right where it's at. Okay, so we want to do that. Okay, but here we want to add our brush, harshness down to 0. We're going to do about 1400. Pretty good, guys. Right there. Okay. So this, we want to get our horizon back, guys. So we're going to go to the eraser. We're going to just erase this one. We want to get those clouds back. All right. So now that I have this sky, I'm going to go into 3D. I'm going to do spherical panorama, and I'm going to do a new panorama from the layer that's selected. All right. So now what we can do is we can look around and see we got a little sky, we got a little sun going on there. And what we really want to do is look for this guy. Okay, guys, this is our really bad seam. So what I want to do is we want to grab our clone stamp tool. So we're going to move it around until it's about there. Okay. Then we're going to hit our stamp tool, and we're going to grab the sky from here. Actually, maybe over here. We're going to hold down Option, select that point. Just going to move over right there. We're going to drag down that line. We're just going to blend that line. Make it a little bit bigger. Come in and just kind of blend that. There we go, guys. So now that we have a pretty decent patch, I'm going to go to 3D, Spherical Panorama, and I'm going to export the panorama. And I want to export it as a PNG. And we're going to call it drone.png. Okay, guys, so now that we're back into Final Cut Pro, we're going to bring our patch in. And I kind of want to bring it in, and right here, from here to here, we're going to make it disappear. So I'm going to start it here, and I'm going to import my image that I just made. And we called it drone.png. So as you can see, it's been injected because it has that 360 icon on it. And we're just going to grab all 10 seconds of it, and we're going to put it right there. Check it out, guys. That's pretty cool. So what I want to do is I want to drag it to this marker right here. Okay. And you can see for the most part, it's a pretty good patch, guys. So right there, it's an awesome patch. But what I've done with these markers is where I'm going to keyframe it. I'm going to open up transform. I want to scale the Y. Or no, sorry. I want to keyframe on scaling the Y. And I want to keyframe its position. Okay. And then right here at this marker, I want to keyframe its position and I want to keyframe its Y. All right. And then we're going to bring it over to this keyframe. Or grab this clip. We're going to go back one frame. Position. We're going to keyframe the Y. All right. And the scale on the Y, I want it to come there. About 80%. And then on my Y position, I want to do this. Okay. And I want to make it a little bit bigger and bring it down a little bit. All right. And then what I need to do is I need to crop this bottom out. So we're going to add a crop to the bottom. But now I need to go back here and I need to add a keyframe here. And I need to go back to this keyframe and add a keyframe here. Okay. But now we're going to go back, two keyframes out, and here we're just going to kill that bottom. Okay, guys. So now we're going to go over here, and I actually think it looks pretty good. So we're going to go through here and we're just going to check it a little bit. Sun in the distance. What do you think, guys? And so what I want to do is I want to put a keyframe. So now what I want to do, guys, is I want to patch this shadow. So I also want to patch the front. So we're just going to repeat the steps that we've already done in this video. So now let's patch out the shadow. Okay, guys, so now that I have this clip, I want to make a mask, okay? And I want to throw my drawing mat. This is my draw mask tool. And right here it says click to add a control point. So I just want to get rid of that drone right there. Okay. So now that I have this mask, I'm going to touch that clip and I'm going to change the orientation. I'm just going to move it over a little bit. Okay. So now what I've done is I've basically taken the shadow out of the shot. But as you can see, the edges are a little hard. So let's get to a part where you can definitely tell there's a mask there. Let's get to a frame. Okay, right there. You can see this hard edge. So what we want to do is we want to go click here and we want to adjust our feather. So what feather does, guys, is it basically, just like my fuzzy brush in Photoshop, it makes it fuzzy. All right, guys, so now that we've patched out the drone and we've patched out the shadow, we're good to go. So I hope you liked this video, and here's a brief snippet of the footage, but there's a link in the description to the full video. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.
I wake up from the sunshine on my face, so dehydrated, don't know what to say. Who's sleeping by my side? What did I do last night? Can someone make this headache go? Stop.